Hey everyone, welcome back to the garden. I hope you had a nice 4th of July. We spent most of our 4th of July getting a lot of things transplanted and planted. I know everybody's probably thinking, oh, it was the 4th of July. Why didn't you take some time off? Well, we were both off from work, but we've taken a lot of time recently off from gardening, really mostly because of the weather, but also because I hurt myself again. So just been taking it easy. But I finally felt well enough yesterday, and the weather was cool enough yesterday, relatively speaking, to just make a really good dent in our plant haul so that we can finally focus on the bigger projects. So we got a lot of stuff done yesterday, a lot of stuff that has just been sitting around for literally months, and that also included some annuals we still hadn't gotten in the ground. I'm filming the intro the next day because we really just wanted to get out there and get it done. So you don't really see us in the video too much, just clips of me showing you what we're going to get planted, where it's going, what we're going to get transplanted, that kind of thing. So come garden with us today and we will show you what we got planted in yesterday's video. So I'd like to get these 2 Boom Chocolata geraniums and another bobblehead. If you remember, planted 3 bobblehead up on our rain garden berm, and I'd said I would like one more. I couldn't find a gallon size container, so I just ordered a quart size online. That's okay, it'll grow. And we're going to put the 2 Boom Chocolata on the opposite side of our top retaining wall from the other ones so that it's even on both sides. And I'll show you what we're going to take out of the ground there and see if it's going to, if we're going to be able to revive it. So we used to have 3 pumpkin spice heucherella here. You can see one that I'm pretty sure that's dead. We have one here that's just hanging on literally by a thread, and then there was a third one somewhere over here. For some reason, pumpkin spice heucherella just don't like our property. I have not really ever had much of a problem before growing any kind of heucherella, but for some reason these don't like it. So I really do like the color when it's healthy. So we're going to try to save this one, and this is where the 2 Boom Chocolata are going to go. Because if we come down here, we have 2 Boom Chocolata here. And since everything on the top retaining wall bed up front mirrors 90% of the time the other side, meaning everything that's planted on this side mirrors everything that's planted on the other side, like 90%. We have 3 Durvilla here, but we only have 1 down there. But for the most part, everything else is the same. So that's why I got 2 more Boom Chocolata for here. And then, oh my goodness, my husband wants to get these Eyes Sumacs out. And they're big. I feel like we're going to have to cut them back some, just because we're going to get really hot again this week. Try to avoid transplanting in heat waves, but with this summer the way it's going, if we don't start doing something, we'll get nothing done. So here's the other 3 bobbleheads. So we're just going to add a 4th right here. And then here's the 1 Incrediball that's going to get transplanted. And then I have 2 more I ordered online from Proven Winners Direct, since these 2 were supposed to be blush and they're not. Oh, but wait, look. Now that is interesting. Because on the same plant we have all white and 1 pink bud. That is interesting. But I'll show you what they sent us in replacement. Not really impressed with it, but anyway, so let's just take a look real quick at these Incrediballs. It's really looking absolutely gorgeous right now. This one especially, I feel like this one probably gets a little bit more sun, but this one looks really good too. Obviously these ones are younger, because we just planted those we planted them all last year, but I feel like these, the 2 that I rescued, were in 3-gallon containers, so they were probably in those containers for quite some time. So they've had a lot of time to grow on. They just look really incredible. I love them. So these are the 2 replacement Incrediball Blush for the 2 that we thought were white. And I gotta say, I'm not impressed. I feel like writing back to Proven Winners and saying, is this what you would send to some of those huge channels on YouTube, huge garden channels who you sponsor? I feel like the answer would be no. Also want to try to get these caladiums out of this container because of all the rain we had. This container the other day was actually full of water. There was just water sitting in the top there by about an inch. I'm surprised these haven't just all rotted and died. So I really want to try to get these in the ground. Yeah, that should open it up a little bit more. I also feel like in the interior, I'm going to get this branch or two. I don't know how many, but I feel like it just looks odd with this branch down here. Yeah, that definitely looks better. So now I feel like it'd be much easier to see where these need to go. And I actually think that's fine. I mean, we continually need to prune down there on the berry poppins anyway, because it grows over everything. You can kind of see the boom chocolate are a little bit in shade, but they still do fine. And I think these two down here will do fine as well. This ground is very wet. Now I'm encountering roots. All right, so that's good. We don't have any biotone. We're going to have to get some in the garage. But I at least wanted to get these holes drilled. And you can see how much easier it is for me to use this one. This is the other drill without that extension. Still just quick and easy, although, you know, you still got to clean out the holes, especially when the soil is as heavy and wet as it is right now. Those are some ilex roots, I feel like. Maybe some Dravilla roots. All right, so I got a little bit of biotone in each hole. These are only quart-sized containers, so we don't really need a lot. But let's just talk about the stats. Again, these are the Boom Chocolata perennial geranium, 24 to 26 inches tall, full to part sun. I think they bloom better in full sun. And they are, spacing is 28 to 30, so they're quite wide. Hardy in zones 4 through 8. Bloom early to late summer. Dark bronze leaves. So that's kind of why I like them, even though, you know, the foliage doesn't look that dark right now. It's darker than just plain green. All right, I know it's not much to look at now because they were only little quart-sized containers. Hopefully they do okay here. This one has some little, new little branches. This one not so much. Not really sure. They're so delicate. I don't want to break anything. All right, so anyway, on to the next project. So even though I am a little bit quicker on the auger with the proper auger and the proper drill, still gonna let my husband finish up just to save time. Wow, look at that red clay. And again, these are the bobblehead allium. Quite a large one. I chose them because their flowers are a little bit more lavender as opposed to like purpley pink of the serendipity or the millennium. So the diamond shape is complete. It looks so much better with 4. Even though you're not supposed to plant it on numbers, I just didn't think 3 looked right here. Maybe because of the way they were placed, I just felt like we needed a 4th one to come down slightly. So looks much better than just the 3. Caladiums and begonias are next. I think since we have this empty spot in front of the Encore azaleas or the Bloomathon azaleas, I'm not exactly sure which variety they are, we're going to put some of the caladiums here because they are caladiums that can handle sun and shade. And then we have some begonias. And then we're going to put the rest somewhere here. We're going to be able to fit some caladiums, I feel like. Last year we had them in front of the ginkgo here, but the Amsonia is really sending out a lot of suckers this year. So we'll see. We might be able to fit some there, here, maybe even around the pretty Wizard of Oz Veronica, which are starting to rebloom. And they're gorgeous purple. So I feel like we have room here for some. All right, so we're just going to go down real quick. It's only been about 15-20 minutes, and you can already see these are in the sun now. These are the caladiums and the begonias in front of the azaleas. And then on the other side of the dry creek bed, we have a row of the caladiums starting here in between the Wizard of Oz Veronica, working its way. Now they're small, but they'll grow all the way down here. We saved the 2 big clumps for the ends. And then I know you can't see it, but there actually is a caladium in between the remaining 2 begonias in front of this ginkgo tree. It's just that it was like just a little pip. I think you can see a little bit of green, middle of the screen in there. So that was the final caladium in our container there. And I think they're going to look really pretty. Again, the white over here with the blue of the Veronica and the pink of the Hydrangea. Once they start to grow on a little bit, I think it's going to be really pretty. So just a little unplanned planting here, since we were working over here planting the begonias. Figured we might as well move the Veronica that I wanted to move from here so that we can get the 3rd golden variegated boxwood planted here. Again, I bought this boxwood so long ago, I don't even remember. So we're working over here, just getting a bunch of random things done. We figured we might as well get it in the ground. So there is the 3rd Korean boxwood. Nice little hedge to bring some winter interest here. And the green and gold variegation with the blue spruce looks really nice together.
Well, that's out. So I am just going to go and pick it up.
So I guess luckily they're not very well rooted or not very deeply rooted in. When did we plant these? Last year, the year before? The year before, 2023. We're going into the meadow, and it's not easy to get around up there. So I'll pick back up with you in a minute. All right, so I'm just going to give you a quick peek. My husband came through here and weed whacked a bit of a path, I don't know, about a week ago. So this is where they're going to go. It's right on the edge of our property. I honestly don't know if they're going to survive here. Not that they don't get enough sun, but the whole point of the meadow here is to slow the runoff down. That's why we have this infiltration trench. It can be quite wet up here in wet years, although this soil does not look too bad. But sumacs like it dry, but up here they can sucker to their heart's content. Just to give you an idea where we are, so there's the back of our fallen mulberry bed. You can see the red bud, right? There's the Ruby Falls red bud. And if I pan around, there's our house coming out of the meadow. And the back of the rain garden. Just so you know where we are, where all those sumacs are going. So you can get a better picture here and a better idea of how big this sumac is. Now it's up on a berm, but it's probably still about 5 or 6 feet tall. That one back there, a little bit smaller because it doesn't get as much sun. Yeah, so we'll pick you back up. Once these are all out, I'm not going to show the entire process here, getting the sumacs out. We'll just show you once we have the Incrediball Blush either fully in or ready to go, or somewhere, some variation of that. Okay, this is what it looks like. A little bit messy, but the sumacs are all out. And I think while we're up here, since we're going to roll, we're going to try to get the 2 Leucothoe into. These are the Burning Love. One there. I want that one to be further out. Since they're small, 2 to 3 feet tall and wide, I'd like them to be the evergreen interest at the edge of this bed. But first we have to get this Incrediball Blush out. Was going to move, well, when I thought that this was an Incrediball, I was going to move that there. But now that we're not sure, I mean, I'm guessing it's an Incrediball Blush since it has some pink on it. So we'll get out what we need to get out first, get planted what we need to get planted, and then decide. So what we decided to do was, again, put the 2 new replacements that look really small and pathetic towards the back. We did move the one that's kind of half pink and half white. I'm hoping that at some point it's actually going to be all pink to the front, and then we're going to put the big fully pink one right up front here. So we'll have a hedge of 3 up front, and then again, this one is meant to be pink and it's not. So we're going to move that to this hole and just keep an eye on it. If it turns out at some point this goes pink as well, like this one is kind of doing, we will just put it right in the middle here. So we'll have 5. Okay, final walkthrough. Everything's in. First we have the Leucothoe. So pretty. This is turning into a really nice shade bed. Of course, we still have to get the crabapple out. And then on this side, we have the Incrediball Blush Hybrids. They come this direction. There's the second Leucothoe and the other Incrediball that we moved to the front of this bed. Project done for today. So exciting to get all of these plants in the ground, moved, etc. Okay guys, so I hope you enjoyed all of those projects that we got done yesterday. Moving the Tiger Eye Sumacs is something that we wanted to do last year and just didn't get to it. So I feel really, really good about that, getting them moved. It's going to be a little bit difficult to keep them watered up there, but that's what you got to do. And I really, really love the way that the Incrediball Blush hybrids look on the rain garden berm now. I feel like when they fill in, it's really going to be a pretty hedge. And they're going to look great when they're blooming at the same time as the Holy Grail hibiscus. I can't wait for that little bobblehead to grow up and reach the same size as the other ones, because the other ones are starting to bloom already and are absolutely adorable. Same with the boom chocolate. It'll be nice to have two plants that mirror on this side where we planted them, the other two on the other side, instead of having half dead heucherella. And it just feels good to whittle away the plant haul. Since we've had some of this stuff sitting around for so long, it just makes me feel a lot better that we only have a couple of other projects that we need to do now. I think that's right. So again, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and hopefully we'll see you in the next one. Bye.